Silent night, holy night. Merry Christmas, my fantastic numismatic artistic friends. It's me, MasterTemple. Are we ready for the season? Absolutely. Now on this big old canvas, we're going to do the nativity scene. So just about 2/3 up, we've done black gesso, allowed that to dry completely, apart from a little light spot in the sky. And then on the bottom part, we've mixed a bit of white gesso with the black gesso to make a grey colour. That's on the bottom third of the canvas, and that's dried completely. Now, in the starry part, in the centre part where you can see now, it's just off-centre and above centre. That way it won't distract the eye. That's dried completely as well. That's just plain raw canvas. So we're putting in some white colour now, some white oil paint. And then on the rest of the canvas, as you can see around the borders, we've coated that in violets, purples, blues, crimsons. So we're going to get a nice variant of colour in the night sky. And we're going to have the nativity star up here. And what I've done is I've taken a piece of masking tape, cut out a star shape, and placed that on the canvas prior to any painting taking place, before I did any gesso or anything like that. So if all works well, we'll have a lovely little star underneath all this paintwork. We'll peel that off at the very end just to see what it looks like. So with that said, we've already cracked on. We're putting some yellow paint in on that white paint. Now I've added to this video is going to be amazing. It's going to have all sorts of colours in there. It's going to be the nativity scene, like I've said, with a Christmas star. I'm just so happy. So the colours are going to reflect all that. It's the season to be jolly, isn't it? And I may burst into song every now and again. So I've had to edit out all the brush cleaning and brush changes. So it may look a bit odd in places where I've quickly slapped down a brush and picked up another one. But the video will be over an hour long and no one's got time for that. So all we're doing now, we've just put some golden colours in what will be the halo of the star, and now we're just blending that out with a dry brush, and we'll just blend that out. And we can keep doing this several times with the fan brush with the white paint on, and you want to feather this out so it'll give the indication of some star beams. That's a word, isn't it? Star beams. I'm sure I've heard that before. So all we're doing is just feathering that out, and then we'll come back with a dry brush and just tickle it all together, progressively getting towards the edge of this halo, just like so. So have you guys been naughty or nice this year? Are you on the naughty list or on the good list? What will you be getting? Some paint, some coins. No coin folder, or some more paintbrushes perhaps, or will you get a lump of coil like I might do? It's alright, I'm a good kid really. So white paint on the brush, and where we're hitting the canvas now, just swooshing in side to side in a slight rocking motion. We'll pick up the blue colour, the violet, the crimsons. Look at that, just hit the crimson there and make all sorts of striking effects, especially when they're going up against this dazzling bright star, this yellow golden star. Now on this side, it's there, you can just about make it out, but oil paints they have a nice a glossy effect. So, and that can play havoc with me lighting at times. Note I can do about it, but they're there. Just swooshing in side to side. A little bit more violet on this side than the other side. It's great. We get all sorts of colours. We're going to have every colour that I can possibly paint. There we go. Just tickling this nice little variant of colour in the sky. Happy days. There we go. We'll just grab another brush big dry brush, and just gently, and it is gently, just blend all this together. Just ever so gently caressing the canvas, just like you're grazing the canvas with a paintbrush, and mix it all, smooth it all together. Take out all the harsh brush strokes that you made with the fan brush. Then again, with some more colour. This is just white. Just wobbling in what will be some night clouds. They're obviously lit up by the star. And we're just working them in. We're not working on any particular patterns. We just have a rough shape in his head. In his imagination, I think they call that. Just gently putting them in. And again, we'll come back and we'll blend them out. There we go. Get the big brush on and go. Blend him out. So are we all set for the big man arriving? Oh, ho, ho. I might burst into song at some point. Very gently, just smooth out these clouds. Even tickle the base like this. Fluff them up. That's all we're doing. There we go. There we go. Now, on a tiny brush, a little rounded brush, we're just putting an indication with some titanium white. Just the odd dot here and there of some stars that are far away. I don't want too many, just one or two in some of these open areas. We can just pick out some stars that are in the distance. There we go. Then we'll come back in, get this big brush and just take out the harshness of those little stars. Set them into the painting. Just like that. Just like that. Then we'll lightly go across it all. Blend it all together. Happy days. Happy days. So that's the reason why we've put we've got a main part of it is in the sky. Obviously the sky is 2/3 of the canvas. We don't want it exactly halfway because that would distract the eye. It wouldn't make it look right. And same with the star in the middle. If we put that dead centre, dead in the middle, it would distract the eye, and it just don't work. So move it to one side, have it below the horizon or above the horizon, but never actually on the horizon itself. If that makes sense. I think it does. I think it does. There. Just blend all this together now. And all these colours, they appear black until you start painting with them. They jump out at you. Now let's put some little hills here. Now this is Bethlehem. Obviously doing the nativity scene. I don't think there's any big major mountain ranges in Bethlehem, but I could be wrong. I'm no geologist on this region, but we'll just put some nice little hills in because it's a Christmassy, wintry scene. We're using as artistic license, and we're making some snow there. I don't know how often it snows in Bethlehem, but we'll have it snowing today. So it's just titanium white on the fan brush, and we're just dancing in a nice little set of hills. Just like so. Of course, it'll pick up the colour that's on the canvas already. And it'll give us lovely, lovely, different coloured mountains, well, hills or whatever, moorlands. And we don't want to be killing off all this black or dark area that we've created. What we want to do is just leave some open and let the highlights roll. We get lots of lovely variants in the hills, and we don't really have to work for it. That easy. And where we meet the white gesso, On the white gesso, there's some white paint, some white liquid white I put on top of that. I don't know if I mentioned that in the beginning, but that's just there to make it slick and smooth, so we can move colour on the canvas. So as it hits the white gesso, we're just going to blend them together. We can do that with this fan brush. You can do it with any paintbrush really, any large one, but since we've got that fan brush going with the white paint on, that's all we'll use. Then we'll come back a little bit of the lighter colour, so some fresh colour, some fresh white paint. And we're really going to jazz up some of these areas where the star is going to just really glow on top of these little hills. There. Here and there and here. Just like that. Wherever they'll be, that's where they should be. That's it. Happy days. A little bit more down there. And with that, we've got a nice little sky. And we've got a nice little range of hills in the background. Just blend them together, blend the base. We don't want to have a straight line, you see. Again, that can distract the eye. What we want to do is have a nice soft merging of colours, I think that's the word. Let's merge them together. Couple more highlights just here and there. There we go. Yes, it's been a crazy old year, hasn't it? Crazy old year. But I've enjoyed doing these paintings for you throughout the year. I've enjoyed doing all the coin collecting series with the till raiding and making so many fantastic friends. It's just unbelievable, and the channel is getting stronger and stronger every day. I just want to thank you all for making it completely enjoyable for me. I really do. Hand on heart, I want to thank you all. Alright, so we're going to have some little buildings here. We said it's the nativity scene, so we're going to need the old barn where baby Jesus were born, and we're going to need the inn where they weren't allowed to stay. Mary and Joseph weren't allowed to stay. So we'll have the barn just below the star, and we'll have the inn to the right of that. We might put a couple more buildings in. So this is just a mixture of the brown paints. So burnt umber, raw sienna, just some brown paints. And then just trying to make a nice little shed sort of silhouette with a palette knife, just like so. We're just keeping a back eave there for the inn. I don't want to paint anything on the roof because obviously it's snowing, so we're gonna put some white paint on there. We'll have some white paint on the roof of these sheds. Let's have another building just off to this side. Maybe these are facing straight on. There we go. We'll just pull straight down, and we'll come back and we'll make it look like wooden boards in a bit. Now all I'm doing is cutting off the excess paint there at the bottom. So with white, just pure titanium white, all we're doing is putting a roof on this old cattle shed. Just like that. Now if it grabs onto some of that brown paint or purple paint or whatever colour that's around, don't fight it. It'll act like shadows in the snow. And what we'll do is we'll come back and put more and more paint on top of this, so it'll look really thick, like a lot of snow has landed on the roof. Just like this. There, just barely touching the canvas. The only part that wants to be touching the canvas is the paint. Your knife doesn't want to touch the canvas at all at this point. There we go. Right, bit of dark colour, we'll put a big door in. There. Just like that. Now you can tinker with these sheds for hours and hours and hours on end till you get them just right. A little bit of lighter colour now, and we'll just put the indication of some wooden planks, some wooden boards. There. Just touch, 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 touch. There we go. It starts to come alive. And again, we're using a nice bright colour. I want lots of colour in this. Lots of different colours. There we go. So what's your favourite Christmas song then, folks? What is your favourite Christmas song? I'm quite partial to a bit of Cliff Richard, but I also like The King as well. I'll have a blue Christmas for certain. I'll be so blue. Now my step-toe is a hurtin'. Dun, 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 dun. I just make words up if I don't know them. Oh well. Right. Let's get back onto it. What we're doing, yeah. The cattle shed. Right, so all we're doing, scraping off excess paint just down in the base here. And that eventually will become shadows in the snow. It doesn't look like it yet, but when we come back and we put some white paint over the top of that, we'll allow that to grab. Allow it to grab this browny colour, and it'll make some shadows in the snow. Now, I don't particularly like brown snow, but it's, you know what they say, there's only one thing worse than yellow snow, and that's brown snow. But because we've got brown buildings, it will give off like it'll make it look right anyway. Trust me, you're going to have to trust me on this one. I'm not explaining it too well, am I? Right, so we'll just pop in some windows, so a little bit of blue paint on the edge of the knife, the small edge of the small knife. We'll just cut in some little windows, and then we'll put some white paint here on the roof. This is the inn. This is where the innkeeper lives. This is where, if your name's not down, you're not coming in. And big bouncers on the doors. And there's faraway building here. I don't know what lives in this one, who lives in this one, should I say. Someone else. Bit of light paint. We'll just highlight the door frame here. Just like that. There we go. There we go. Couple more windows on this one. Don't want this one left out, do we? Right, here we go. The white paint on the fan brush, and we're just grabbing a tiny little bit, and it'll create a shadow. There we go. And this'll also create different levels in your painting, different layers of distance as well. We'll go this way, and if you've got too much brown paint on there, or too much shadowy paint, you can add some more white. White is a very opaque colour, so you can paint right over the top of virtually anything with the titanium white paint. And again, we just smooth that out, set it into the painting. Right back here, I've decided to have a few little Christmas trees. Since it's a Christmas painting, we'll have a couple of little Christmas trees right far back. You can hardly tell they're there, so we're just wanting basic shapes, basic colours, nothing too detailed, too far away. And we'll put a little friend with him. Again, I'm wanting different colours So we'll have a nice greeny colour in these trees here. There we go. Touch of the darker colour just at the base. We'll probably come back and we'll put some highlights and a bit of snow on some of these little trees here. But we don't want much. We don't want much. This is made with just a tiny little filbert brush. There we go. Just a few indications, a few little bits of highlights. Again, if you overwork this, the detail will distract your eye, and you can't see that much detail if things are far away. If that makes sense. A bit more there, and a bit more there. Here we go. There. Happy days. Happy days. And then what we can do, tap, tap, tap at the base, and we can blend that out as well. We can blend that out. So get a bit of white paint on the brush. I like to grab some of that green paint, and we've got a green shadow in the snow. And we'll just smooth that out. And it looks like we're basically building a little road here between the buildings and the tree. And you can walk for miles behind the hills. See, when I started this, I just had a basic idea of what I wanted. I didn't know how it was going to go. And that's the beauty of painting in this method. It's so free. All you need is the imagination, a bit of practice, and a rough time of year and day, really. And away you go. Pull out a bit of that dark colour. It makes a little bit of a muddy path to get into this little cattle shed. Let's put another little Christmas tree. We need one right outside the inn, don't we? So all it is, little Christmas tree made on the tiniest little filbert brush. Not much detail, but I feel one should be there. And there probably were no Christmas trees in Bethlehem back then, but it's our painting, it's our interpretation of what we're wanting on this canvas. Touch of highlight. Happy days. Bit more. And if your paint is not sticking, if your white paint is not sticking, it's because it needs thinning down a bit. The paints that we use are quite firm. So all you need to do is add a tiny bit of paint thinner, or use liquid white if you're going to do that. Right, let's put some big trees in this foreground. So with a mixture of brown colours on the fan brush, we'll just put some tree trunks in this. We'll have some sort of like Scots pines in this instead of the traditional Christmas tree. I like Scots pines. I think that's what they call them. You'll see what I mean when we finish painting them. But they're really nice painting. They're really nice trees. A lot of character to these individual little trees. There we go. So again, as with most trees, you'll see they're wider at the base than they are at the top. Or the tree trunks are anyway. And give him a friend. There. Like I said, things work better in odd numbers. Singly, or in threes, or in fives. After that, it gets a bit confusing because you end up with like a herd of trees. But same with the houses, the sheds that we've built 3 there, you see. Now if we had 1, that'd look alright. If we have 2, probably think something's missing. It's just my preference. I think there is a technical term for it, but it just looks right. The odd numbers look right. So the little tiny rounded brush, all we're doing is putting in some arms on these trees. And we're double loading the brush so we get the dark colour. So we've got dark colour of a dark brown paint and a light brown paint on either side of the paintbrush, and we're just putting in the nice little barky shapes that live here on this tree trunk. There we go. And a bit on this one. Again, the star dictates where the light would shine onto the tree trunks. You need to get your highlights in the right place. If you don't, you'll end up, again, that'll end up distracting your eye, and you'll not be pleased with me. Right. What we're thinking about, don't know. But with a liner brush now, and again, this is where you thin the paint down. With a liner brush, you'll really struggle to paint with the thick paints that we're using, so we need to thin it down with paint thinner. So we mix a bit of paint thinner into the brown colour, and we just let it slide right over the top of the layers of paint that we've already made and we've already painted on. There we go. You probably can't see these as they're against the dark night sky, but you'll be able to tell that they're there eventually, especially when we come and put some leaves and stuff up here. They'll really stand out. You can put as many as you want in, you know, or you can put as few in as you want. Now down here, we'll just put some, these are what evergreens usually have, is some dead sticks that are hanging down. You put a couple on each tree. There we go, just like that. Yeah, you want your paint as thin as ink. As thin as ink when you're using this script liner brush, or it won't work. Yeah, a couple more sticks up here. Shall we sing another song? What song shall I sing? I know. A jingle bells, a jingle bells, a jingle all the way. Scoop-a-dip-bap-bap-bap-bap-bap-bap. Dashing through the snow, bap-bap-bap-bap. Dancing through the lanes, ba-da-ba-ba. Over fields we go, da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-doop-da-da-da-da. Nah, no, don't like it. Stick to the original. That's another Christmas song I've just killed. Alright, back to the script liner brush. Just a couple of sticks and twigs hanging off these old tree trunks, just like that. There we go. There we go. Now I could have fast forwarded this, but I want you to get the feel. I want you to get the feel of how, with the paint in the brush on the canvas in real time. Now, obviously, like I've said before, I've edited out all the brush cleaning and all the you know, changing the brushes and loading the brushes full of paint to make it quicker for you guys to watch. But I actually want the painting time itself to remain in real time. That way you get a sense of what's the word? Realism. Realism as the painting came alive. I mean, I remember once when I did a seascape and I painted it in real time and I was ready to upload, and then in my eternal wisdom thought, I know, I'll make it a little bit easier toying around for people to watch, because I know a lot of people haven't got a lot of time to spare. I speeded the video up. And I think I made it twice as quick, so the painting was done within like 10 minutes, and it didn't go down too well. I got told off for that. So yeah, gotta keep the painting actually in real time, which is all right if you paint in is about a half hour, 40 minutes long. But if it's an epic piece, like a couple of days work, a couple of hours work, it don't really work out that way. So yeah, Anyhow, let's get off that. Let's put a little duck pond down here. If this is a cattle shed, and this is this needs somewhere for the ducks to live, and the cows and the donkey to come and drink from. So let's put a little duck pond down here. So this is just Phthalo Blue, and we pull that straight down, straight off the fan brush, straight down. Don't pull it to the side, or it'll look like your pond's gone wonky. And then we'll just gently caress that with a dry brush, and then we'll put a little bit of a water line, some snow on here, might even be iced over. So some titanium white on the palette knife, give the indication of a little bit of snow around the bank. And then all we do, we can zip it off just like that, and there we've got it. Let's push that pond into the painting now. Just blend some of that white paint back into the ground. There we go. Just like so. Happy days. Happy days. So there we have it. Nice little duck pond. Now all we're doing is getting a bit of white now. Just grab the base of these trees, and again we're going to put some shadows in. Allow it to pick up some of that tree colour, and we can create some shadows in the snow again. And I'm just laughing because I know brown streaks in snow don't go down too well, but it works. Trust me, it gives another dimension to it, shall we say. White paint, that's all we're using. And we can paint snow that easy. That easy. There we go. Right down to the border. And you can start shaping in how your land lays. Just like that. There we go. Grab some of that brown paint into the snow. And we've got a brown streak right across the snow, but we know it's the roots and the shadows created by this old big tree. There, nice and smooth. Smooth it out. We don't want rough snow. Again, if it gets a bit too bright, that brown colour looks a bit too bright in the snow. Just keep tickling him, and it'll fade away. It'll fade away. A bit more on this side. This is where you need a lot of white paint. So don't be stingy with it. There. And there we go. Some more down in this corner now. Again, all these different little layers. These shadows in the trees and the pathways that we've created, the shadows from the hills and the cattle shed and the pond, it creates the illusion of distance in the painting. Let's put a path in. So I've picked up a bit of that violet colour. I've just wiped it on the bit of tissue that's surrounding the border, because I don't want it too strong. And we'll just put in a neat little path. So it's got to be wider as it's closer to us, and then it gets narrower as we go away from us. But this little path, a different colour again, adds a different tone to the painting, creates a lot of different colours, when in reality it would be just like a dark sky and white snow perhaps. And that's what we want to create on this one. Now what I'm doing here is I've mixed a colour of Phthalo Green, which is like a nice vibrant colour of a green, and I've mixed it with a bit of Sap Green as well, and some blue in there just to darken it a touch. And we're just lifting up slightly. I don't know if you can see that, but just lifting up slightly, and we're creating some foliage for these Scotch pines. Just like that. They live in the fan brush, you've just got to scare them out. Possibly can't see what I'm doing because of my hand, but all I'm doing is touching the canvas and with a light little push up. That's all I'm doing. Now down at the base, I've changed the colour again, changed the flavour of the paint, and this is a bit more bluer. So I've just added a bit more Prussian Blue to that green mixture. And all we're doing is just tickling in some grassy things that live around the base of this these trees here. Just like that. All it is, just a tiny bit of Prussian Blue with a bit of green mixed in there. Just touch. Oh, Dan, your arm's in the way again. We can't see what you're doing. There we go. There we go. Right, big knife time. Let's remove the masking tape. Whoop. There we go. So now we've got his border. We've got his border all the way around. So what's fun to do now is take some liquid brown, I should say. It's paint thinner and the brown paint, and we'll create some sticks and twigs and branches and arms that are breaking out of the border. It's kind of fun, this. They're always kind of popular, these kind of paintings. If they break the border, it adds another dimension to the painting. And if it breaks the outer border, which is basically, it's just acrylic black paint I've painted the border with, and I coated that with linseed oil just to give it that nice oil colour effect, oil painting effect on the border itself. But they're always nice to break these borders with these trees, and you can have them intertwined. I've done them intertwined before. Now we'll go back to that green paint, and we'll just touch the canvas and create some more foliage up here, some leaves and things, and it stands out against that black paint. Put some in the white areas as well. We'll come across onto this side. We'll paint some more sticks and twigs, branches, tree arms, whatever you want to call them. Just like that. You put as many as you want in, or as few as you want. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. Add some sticks down here as well. Some grassy things, some weeds. Because there'll be all sorts growing around the base of these trees, won't there? There we go. Silver bells, it's Christmas time in Yorkshire. Do-be-do-de-do, temple bells, soon it will be Christmas Day. Don't quit your day job, Dan. Right, so we'll add some more green foliage up here on this rattan tree. It's just a bit of fun. It's just a bit of fun. Who can't sing at Christmas? Well, I can't sing, but it's Christmas time anyway. So just a bit of foliage up there, and then we'll come back with the thin white paint. Created a lot of layers of paint now, so we'll have to thin the white paint down. So it's just titanium white with a bit of liquid white. And when we touch the canvas, we're just highlighting just here and there and here where some snow would be, where the frost has grabbed onto some of these leaves, right up here. Just touching, not sliding the paintbrush, just touching. Again, we want it to be above the green parts of the tree. You can't have highlights and snow living underneath the branches. They've got to be above them. So you want to be just a little bit above. There we go. And we'll put fair old amount of snow on that one, but it don't matter. That doesn't matter. It happens in nature sometimes that you get a lot of, maybe there was a bird's nest in that one. And forgive the arm, right across here. Couple more. You see what I'm talking about, the glare, because of the paint has got a nice glossy sheen to it. It's a look, when you looking at it, it's a lovely to look at. But obviously it doesn't bode too well when you're trying to focus the camera or get the lighting sorted out right. A bit more snow down here. There we go. There we go. We can just play about with this. Just like that. Bit more up here. You can't see what I'm doing, but you know I'm doing it. I am going to try and use 2 cameras in the new year, so you can see exactly what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Right, let's work on this. Let's get this star exposed, the Christmas star. So very gently, because we don't want to smudge any of the paint. Use the sharp point of the knife. And just picking off that masking tape, that star masking tape that I made. And let's gently peel back to expose the star. If all goes well, we'll have a nice bright star. Here it comes. There. That's his Christmas star, folks. Right above the old cattle shed. Let's sign this one. Right down here. And I just want to thank you all for allowing me to paint for you and do the coin hunts and everything else with the channel. It's been an absolutely cracking year, and I couldn't have done it without you guys. And there's a lot of special people out there that, you know, my family and friends, fantastic friends I've made within the communities. It's wonderful. So thank you for that. And here's to an absolutely belting 2021. So it's going to be great. So until then, do stay safe. Have an absolutely amazing Christmas. I wish you that all of the best for 2021. And do stay safe. Till next time, my fantastic friends. Merry Christmas. I'll see you all later. Happy days.